Don't you think so?
This coalition is not going to collapse. This coalition kuzoze kufika u-2026 ihlangene. The engagements that we have had prior to us getting to where we are now, it has not been easy. It has not been an easy road. A lot of things have happened. As you know, the issues of Egorule versus Johannesburg, a lot has happened. And these negotiations have lasted for more than 6 months, 8 months with these negotiations, which eventually led to where we are right now. And the fact that these parties were able to say, you know what, let us put everything aside for the sake of the residents of Johannesburg. That is political maturity, according to me. And in this coalition, there is no party that is greater than the other party. Everything that is done will be done after negotiations. We'll have to engage each other. And we'll do it as a unit. When we fail, we'll fail as a unit. We'll not fail because there is someone who is dictating.
Okay. So where is the DA, HNSA, IFP in the picture here? Where are they? What is happening with them in council?
Okay. As you are fully aware, the parties that you've just mentioned now are parties of what we call multi-party government, which was led by the DA, which we were able to then effectively remove on that other Friday, when we removed Dr. Mpopala as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. They are part of government. As things stand at this present moment, we've got people in the legislature that are from Action SA, that are occupying positions there. We've got people that are from the DA, which are also occupying positions there. Because this government is inclusive. Akunamuntu esimvalele ngaphandle, because it's not about positions. It's not about party politics. That is why you'll find a party like the ANC with 91 seats was able to say, okay, as much as we've got 91 seats, but we are willing to let Al-Jama, that has got only 3 seats, to lead us. Same as the EFF. So here it's not about those politics, but here it's about politics of changing the lives of the people. Because we are now inheriting a city which owes suppliers 6 billion rands. A city that is bankrupt, basically, with no money. And we need to render services to the people. And as this government, we strongly believe that we'll be able to turn things around. And the reason why we strongly believe that we'll turn things around, it is because we are united. We'll do everything together. And we all have one goal. And that one goal is to serve the residents of the city of Johannesburg. Yes, 2024 will come and we'll have engagements with the provincial, we'll have campaigns for the province and national. And 2026 will come and we'll have campaigns for local government. But at this stage, it is not about campaigning. At this stage, the focus is solely on serving the residents. Because luckily, I come from a party. In our party, we call ourselves servants. We do not call ourselves comrades. Okay. And the reason why we do not call ourselves comrades, the difference between a comrade and a servant is this. A comrade will die to protect another comrade. Okay. Whether that comrade has done wrong or right, but is willing to die for a comrade. A servant is someone who is willing to lay his life for the people that he's serving.
All right. I like what you have just said. I know other parties, like the African National Congress, call themselves comrades. And we know of some of the things that are happening, corruption-like, that are happening. Doesn't that scare you as, minority parties?
No, it does not. It does not, because that is one of the reasons why we try to ensure that when we're talking of the composition of the government, it should balance, such that there is no one who will then dictate. When there's no one who will then dictate, it simply means all the things that need to happen in the city is things that would have been discussed and agreed upon by all these parties. And also, when it comes to issues of corruption, corruption, there are systems in place to deal with corruption. But in most cases, you'll find that the very same, because of this imbalance of power, you'll find that the very same people that are supposed to be monitoring or managing issues of corruption are the very same people that have got more power than the others. Now, with this balance of power, believe you me, everything is going to be above board.
All right. Mutuaka, I'll be taking your calls and I'll be taking your messages as well. 068-212-9281, 011-440-1396. We are going to talk more on the MMC's portfolio, his vision with the city of Johannesburg. Just make sure that you do not go anywhere. Break a bit. I am the first presenter to actually interview an MMC of the city of Johannesburg. There was one in today, guys, like today. None of them ever had an interview. And we as Alex FM had the privilege to sit down up close and personal with MMC of Community Development, Servant Lubabalo Magwentshu. He is in studio. We are still up close and personal with him. Now we are going to his portfolio as the MMC of Community Development. Now, community development. How are you planning? I know you have not discussed this with other MMC or rather the mayor himself. You have not sit down. But I know with this portfolio, there are some of the things that you have noted, some of the mistakes that you have seen from the previous administration. What is your vision with the city of Johannesburg?
With community development as a portfolio, it's got your sports, arts and culture. It's got your libraries, your zoo. They all fall within that bigger umbrella. As you were asking, Muti, what are the things that I've picked up? Yes, firstly, it's true. We have not yet had our mayoral Lekgotla. We're still going to sit so that we come up with mayoral priorities that the mayor will then give us, of which the department will have to align itself with those priorities that the 7th mayor, Councillor Thapelo Ahmad, would have given us. Then as the department will then have to align ourselves with that. But what I can tell you is that this is one of the most critical departments in the city. Because if you're talking of sports plays a very big role in terms of eradicating things like drugs. Because when the kids go play soccer, play netball, and all of that, they are moved away from using those drugs and alcohol abuse and all these other social ills that we are all aware of. But when they do not have the support of the government, they find themselves in a position where now they are involved in drug abuse and all of that because they do not have these facilities. Ours is to ensure that in all our locations there are facilities for sport so that our kids can go play. We don't want to see golf only being played in areas like Gobo Horton. We also want to see golf in our areas. We want to see basketball being played in our areas. And there are. I'll give you one example. Last year we were sworn in as MMCs until there was that court judgment that reversed everything. But what I picked up during that time, firstly, was the issue of swimming pools.
I wanted to come there. We still have one that is not operational at East Bank.
Yes. It is issues like that where you have swimming pools that are not operational, and those swimming pools are meant for the communities. Where you have libraries that have got everything but are not being opened. Where the communities do not have access to those libraries. And some of those libraries, it's been a year, 3 years, 5 years. But akuvulwa because of what? Because of some paper that is needed from another department of the government. Something that should take not less than a week, not more than a week to actually resolve. But because there was no appetite from the people that were leading to resolve these issues. All that I can say at this stage is that as this government, we are in a position to serve the people. And to serve the people, you need to understand what the people want. And for you to understand what the people want, you need to be on the ground with the people. And by being on the ground with the people, you understand what are their issues. And you even understand, sometimes you'll find that people have got issues, but at the same time, they also have got suggested solutions to those problems. But the problem is that they do not have the platform or the resources to solve those problems. And Tina, we are saying we are available. We'll provide the resources. We'll provide the platform to ensure that those issues are resolved. We are here for the residents.
Let me come here and say people have lost hope. A lot of people have lost hope. Even in our community, Alex, we had a lot of politicians coming through, promising us things, promising us heaven, earth, and whatever the case may be. We once even had a shutdown in Alex, but nothing has ever changed. What is going to be different this time?
You see, what is going to be different this time is firstly the manner in which this government is constituted. Because in whatever that we'll be doing, we'll be setting time frames. If you come and make promises to people, you must give them time frames. To say, I'm here today and this is what we'll do within such and such a time. In that way, the people will then be able to hold us to account. As this government, we are committed to serving the people. That is why, even though, as we speak right now, the city does not have money. But we are not going to put that as an excuse. Because the reason we are in the executives is exactly for that, to change that. We need to turn things around. Because if we can't turn things around and start saying, no, the DA did that, said that. It's not going to help us now. What the people need now are services. And as a government, what is it that we do? We need to sit down, strategize, come up with ways to ensure that at the end of the day, people get the services that they deserve, the services that they demand, with no excuses.
Let us go to the lines, 011-440-1396. Ke nomoro ya mogala mo ka re humanang gona ke molobile 011-440-1396. I have another message here. Good evening, Ms. Sadiki. Very informative interview. Regards, Obri Masugu. Motho wa ka dumela? motho wa ka dumela. Dumela. All right. Ke a moloba. Motho wa ka dumela. Motho wa ka dumela. Re gona le kae?
Haranyana o itse nka nako ho mo tseba. Percy Sledge said, take time to know her. Na le mosadi o kopane le mosadi or o na le di-cancer ebile ke le elo bomo. O ikotla sefuba ore mona ke a nyala. Kausane, you will be wanting to commit suicide. This man in the studio has so much trust in politicians. When Cyril was put in power, everyone said he is educated than Zuma. So he is a superman with Tumamena as his slogan. Look where we are today. The man is spineless. So how can your guest say so much about this coalition before you saw the true colors of this partnership? Unless the politicians in Africa take politics as a business for the people than themselves. Look at this page, Mama. Next time we'll be saying different things. Thank you, Mama.
All right. Thank you very much, Rasta. 011-440-1396. I said it, that people have lost hope. You know, each and every one, when someone speaks, they think, that novel, that story again, because we are not sure that we are going to, even receive those services. Listen to what Rasta is saying. Take time to know him, or take time to know them. So he is saying you are actually forward in believing that this coalition will work.
Okay. You see, firstly, I come from a party which is African Transformation Movement, a party that was not formed by politicians, a party that was formed by ordinary people who were not happy with what the politicians were doing. That is how I got involved into politics. And the very same party that I joined, which is ATM, took a very difficult but conscious decision to be a self-funding party. To say, you know what, we do not want a situation where as the party will be funded by these big businesses. Because these big businesses, when they fund you, they have conditions. And those conditions that they have at times contradict what the people want. And you find that politicians, because they are being served or they are being financed by these business people, now tend to forget what they've promised the people because they now must serve their masters. And Tina, we said, no, our masters are the people. That is why when we got into the city of Johannesburg, we were, as a party, in partnership with the DA in the multi-party government. But when we then realized that, you know what is happening here is that the DA is doing things ngendlela abathanda ngazo. They are not even consulting us. They just want to use us as voting cows. As a party, we say, no, we cannot accept that. I was a chairperson there, earning a bigger salary than what an ordinary councillor is actually earning. But I said, you know what? It does not matter. It's not about the money. I can lose the money, but I'm here to stand for the people. That is how I left that coalition, to say, no, it can't be. Now we got into this coalition because already we saw the challenges that we had with the multi-party government that was led by the DA. We then said, you know what, we then have to put systems in place that will ensure or that we protect what we believe in. That is why the idea of the minorities taking government came from. That is why right now in the city of Johannesburg, you've got the legislature, which is controlled by the minorities. You've got the executives, which is now controlled by the minorities. What does that do? It balances the power. And when there's a balance of power, no one can do as he pleases.
All right.
Which was the problem previously.
011-440-1396 ke nomoro ya mogala mo le gore o ka re humana gona 068-212-9281. Se ke sebaka sa gago bjalo ka modudi wa motsesetoropo wa Alexandra to engage the MMC of Community Development. O gopole gore a ba so bile le khotla la bona. So if ona le dilo tse le goreng you know in the community tse le goreng o ka rata gore ge ba itlo dula fase go le khotla ba discussa a di bolele, this is the time to do that. Ke nako ye le goreng o tlo re MMC re di bona tse kaofela mara wa di bona di ground tsa rena in the community. Re na le Alex Stadium, yes we do. Re na le 3 Square, yes we do. Re na le se sengwe mo 2nd Avenue se le goreng se bulelwa ba itseng, yes we do. Ke di sports ground tse re beng le tsona. Re na le di pool ko East Bank tse le goreng a re tsebe gore go diragalang ka tsona, di park, so forth. Ke nako jwalo 011-440-1396 ke nomoro ya mogala mo le goreng o ka re humana gona wa re letsetsa. Ask any question that you want to ask. O fetse o bolele se le gore mo nyaka go sentšha mafatlheng. Motho wa ka dumela? Le kae? Awa nka be le kwile. Ke bolela le mang kae?
From Seven.
All right, weshu. Ke o MMC.
Yeah, I'm going to check it. Just for this, I can't more 5 so now we need a container from 2 years ago. I would not want to do more. Number 2, yeah, real by from Joe back to Alex.
All right. O ka busheletsa gape o nlatlhile nyana ga nyane mo. All right. I lost the caller, but one thing that I heard him mentioning, he mentioned the house issue. We have containers. I know you're not the MMC of housing, even roads and transports, but he mentioned one that touches housing and one that touches road and transport. But I know that we are going to have the MMCs in studio to come and talk more on that. Motuwaka netefatsa gore lwena wa butisha 011-440-1396 o gopole community development tlhabollo ya di community ke MMC o le goreng re na le ena ka mo diphapushing gasho. So re tlo ba re biledishana ka dilo tse le goreng re lebeletse twist straight portfolio ya gage ya community development. O gopole gore aba so dule fase with the mayor to discuss gore mayor aba botse the plan that he has for the city. So these are some of the things we are still fresh, but very, very, very much fresh. Netefatsa gore skebe wa ya felo ke tlo ba ke tšea megala ya gago ke ntse ke tswela pele ka morago ga se netefatsa gore ga o ye felo. Dumela.
Regulations have been eased, but that doesn't mean that you should throw caution to the wind.
Mind, Kisana le MMC of Community Development in the house. Portfolio. We had a caller, something outside of your portfolio, MMC. Is there anything that you can promise that caller? I know you're going to sit down with other MMC, including the mayor. Your take.
Okay. No, I'm not going to actually respond to the issues that he has raised because they do not fall in my portfolio. However, what I will do is that I will take those issues and give them to the relevant MMCs so that when you go for the Lukota, maybe they can be part of the discussions to say these are the issues that we come across from the communities because that will also assist those MMCs to ensure that they cater for the needs of the people.
011-440-1396 ke nomoro ya mogala mo le goreng I'm letting go of the MMC in a few minutes. However, the last question, MMC, your promise to the community of Alexandra as the new MMC of community development. I want you to say it on air. I know plans are not yet there. However, you are here and you have noted some of the things that you wish to see happening. Your message to the community.
Well, as an MMC of community development, I will have road shows where I'll be coming to areas like Alexandra, together with the ward councillors who reside in Alexandra, to basically understand the issues that are related to community development as affect abantu. What assistance do people need? I can assure abantu basa Alexandra ukuthi we are here for them. Singisifakwe ngabo phaya, and will ensure ukuthi siyabasupporta kwizinto abatheni abazifunayo. And a promise that we make to them is a promise that we'll keep. We are changing. This government is changing things, and I want the people of Alexandra to give us a chance. We're not asking for a year. We're just asking for 100 days. Give us 100 days, and then in that 100 days, when we come back, we'll report to you to say, this is what we've done. This is what we've done in Alex, and these are the plans that we have for Alex. And for the rest of the seat, that's all we're asking for. I know people are skeptical because many promises have been made previously. But I want people to judge this government based on service delivery issues. The fact that it's the minorities that are running this government should not make them to doubt the ability of this government to serve them. The fact that we have a young mayor should not make them to doubt this government. In actual fact, this is a government that should be supported by the young people, because we have a very young mayor. And right now, 53% of the people that are unemployed in the city of Johannesburg are the youth. Unemployment is sitting at around about 39%. Out of the 6 million people that we have, 39% is not working.
That's a lot. Let us go here. Mutoka Dumela. Mutoka Dumela. Mutoka Dumela. Dumela. Rwana le kae? Are rwana le kae ntate? Ke bolela le mang kae?
Bua le Tlhokaina mo Alexandra.
All right, Tlhokaina.
Okay. Mamela me malebe. So ke kopa hore ke kopenta mo MMC mo le because ona le tendency e nngwe especially by the MMC the mayor wonderful because more Alexandra ba le divided there na le di so MMC according to my understanding MMC are the city of Joburg, not in opposition war. So most of the time the MMC have a more Alexandra or we want to address something, they come to address a certain ward or certain people, senior people, of which Alexandra is a home. I carry that information. Just like now, the MMC is here to address the people of Alexandra, but mostly there were no information now. The MMC is coming because I think the people should be listening now. Maybe have an education about this information. So that's usually how I go anything. Alexandra is one thing. When you come to Alex, representing all the people of Alexandra. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So this caller, Tlhokaina, is actually saying when the MMC comes to the community of Alex, the whole community must know. The whole community must listen. The whole community must ask questions with regards to whatever challenges that they have in the community. That was it. I have another one say But I have another last message which says, good evening, Sesi and the MMC. Issue yadi drugs. I will suggest all these kids who are smoking yaube, etc., they must organize rehab for them. And before they take them there, they must point people who are selling them drugs. But now when they go to rehab, others should go to jail. This is a message that came through. I can see my lines are flashing, but guys, really, and I'll have to let the MMC go now, so I won't be taking any further calls. MMC, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We are hoping to have a second session with you because I can see my lines are going crazy, but unfortunately due to time we won't be able to accommodate the callers who are calling through. Thank you very much for making time after just being sewn in and come and engage the people of Alexandra.
Thank you. Definitely after our Lekotla, I would not mind coming here because at least then we would be knowing our mayoral priorities. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, MMC of Community Development in the City of Johannesburg, 7th Lubabalo Magwentshu.